right, we'll call the meeting to order at 5:02. First item on our agenda is the approval of our ACC meeting minutes for today, or our meeting agenda for today. All in favor of approving our agenda?
Aye.
Item number 2 is property owner comments. So this is anybody who has something to say, either connected to or not connected to a agenda item. So I think we have 3 people. Are any of you speaking together or separately? Or all right, we have Bob.
Joe. No, Bob's first. No.
All right, we'll hit Bob on top. So let's have Bob go first.
Okay, I'm a spokesman.
No.
You want me over here?
Yes, please.
So I'm David Dabrowski at 2 Orchid Court. Bob Cooper is here from 10 Orchid Court. And we are here regarding a property that's at Division 18, Lot 18. It's presently an undeveloped lot. It's been staked out with lines designating its boundaries and what we think is the proposed structure. So we have put together just a few written comments for you, and we realized we didn't meet the submission time, but we just found out about this. And this document basically raises 4 issues. Some are concerns about what will happen if this goes forward. Some are just opposition, and you can read it. It's all on one page, and it's signed by 12 of us that all live on Orchid Court. I don't know if you want any
Could you give us sort of a
oral summary? Yeah. Well, the lot is fairly small, and if you look at the survey lines that are there now, you're basically talking a little over 4 feet to each of the existing houses on either side, and about 12 feet wall to wall of the proposed structure to each of the houses on the side. So with respect to that, we're just wanting to make sure that that would meet applicable requirements, not only of the association, but perhaps watershed requirements, state, local requirements. It's a tight spot.
Yeah, I'm familiar. This is 7 Orchid Court.
I was just going to say, can I clarify that the lot in question is 7 Orchid Court? Thank you, Jerry.
So yeah, I actually have a packet here, but this is on our agenda. This is going to be on the agenda for next time.
So this is nothing we've reviewed.
Correct.
This is nothing that we reviewed
Yeah.
onward now.
What you described is, it was, that doesn't sound like it would conform to our policies. We haven't looked at it yet, our committee.
Understand.
And I think that Jerry may be aware of it, but I'm not sure if he's done measurements and things like
Yeah,
that.
it does meet our side setback. They have filed a variance both for that and for that. But again, that's next week for everything.
And one of the things that we look at when we go to these properties after we get the full package, we actually go to the property, see if it does conform to the setbacks, which is, it's a big issue for us. We have considered variances, but one of the big things we look at is how does it fit in with the rest of the properties? Does it stand out? Does it tower over the other properties? These are all very important considerations for our committee, and so it's the 5 of us, we go out, we look at these properties, and neighbors' recommendations and notes we take very seriously because
we appreciate
that's
that.
your neighborhood.
Yeah, we appreciate it, and we realize you haven't looked at this yet, but it's why we hustled and at least wanted to pull
That's very helpful.
the 12 of us together to say, so that was, the regulatory requirements, applicable requirements concerned, but with respect to just the few other things,
Sure.
right now it looks like they have most of the trees taped. It would basically be a clear cut from the street back to the back side of the yard. And 2 of the nicest, most mature trees are on the street, also included. We have concerns about the amount of tree removal for contamination runoff issues, but also just the aesthetics. As you head down, you'll see that it's a major part of the existing forest on that street. The last concerns all just have to do with, from that point down to a turnaround, Orchid Court's a dead end with a turnaround. It's steep, it's tight, there's going to be a lot of negative externalities with construction, just trying to get stuff in there, backed out, turned around, whatever. And also, given that it's a dead end turnaround, there's already a lot of density on this street. I mean, that's throughout the valley, we realize, but it's more dense than you would find perhaps on a thoroughfare or even other dead-end streets throughout the association. So that's the nature of the comments.
Alan, is it possible for that to be a part of the application when we see when somebody submits for this property to build? Can that be a part of what we look at, or how could we see that as we're reviewing the property? His statement.
Well, he's depositing it now in this meeting, and will be part of this meeting's records. If you want to go back and look at it, I think that would be fine.
Yeah, I'd like to have that in context with when we review the
I'm going to hand
property.
this to one of you. If we just have the one copy with the signatures.
That's fine. But just so you know, we are very sensitive to the clear cutting because there are a lot of submissions that we see that essentially try to cut down almost every tree, and that's not something that Southern Valley wants anywhere.
We understand, we
Almost
agree.
unanimously in
Okay.
Southern Valley, and that's why people move here, that's why I moved here. So we are very sensitive to that. We realize that in building most of these lots, I mean, these lots are buildable, so they can build, but we realize that trees do have to come down. But we're very sensitive to the amount of trees and how they're replaced. And I know you can't replace a 100-year tree with, a small maple.
We understand.
So we are sensitive to that.
So thank you for your time and consideration on this.
Thank you. So you're here for David?
Joe?
There you go.
You want it?
You were together, you two?
No, those two were good. I'm on this.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, your name, I don't have the list.
Oh, sorry. Joe O'Keefe, 112 Grandview Lane. I'm initially here to try to stop a planned development house, whatever, at 108 Grandview Lane. I think somebody at a prior meeting had discussed it. I live at 112, and up around the corner, 110 is above me, and this is an area that is very steep off the road. I mean, like 80 degrees or something going down. There's a bunch of heavy trees in there. The biggest problem with that lot, and I either think that the thing should be reversed or Sun Valley should buy it or whatever, this whole quarter of the hill drains, goes along through the culverts, and then goes underneath. And we call it Niagara Falls. I mean, I sit there on my deck down below sometimes, and 4, 5, 6 times a year, all the water goes through, sometimes over when they don't keep the thing, and it is a lot of runoff that goes down, that goes down through to some of the other people's problems. I mean, I'm not just saying a lot, it is a lot. You can hear it, it's a noise. It's like literally Niagara Falls. So I honestly don't think it should be developed. If they're gonna build a house there, they're gonna probably do the, those like Lego bricks, blocks, the big things that they've done at 104, you can see on that railroad guy's place when it gets to 25 on Lake Whatcom Boulevard. And so they're gonna have to put all that stuff in there. Also, I have worries for the road because there's cracks along that part of the road. 2 situations that happened prior, I don't know, maybe, I've been here 20 years, maybe 12, 15 years ago, there was a huge, really a forest. It was like a little zoo in 104, 102, and 100. And these trees went to 150 feet or whatever. And Dave mentioned you got to put red stripes around the thing and stuff like that. And I used to walk with my neighbor every single day. And all of a sudden, just before Christmas, these little dots were going, what the heck are those? Smaller than golf balls showed up on, I don't know, maybe 60 trees. And they harvested that thing. We couldn't reach and get it stopped by ACC. We tried to go through the planning department, but it was Christmas, everything was closed.
When was this?
At 104, this was at 104, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, 12, whenever they built that. And then they only ended up building on 104. And with regards to what I witnessed, at the time I was so pissed off, I was taking pictures almost every day. And the stakes were here, but then they got moved out. And then they wanted to clear some trees in before it, so they moved those to the right. And and there was one big tree there, they wanted that view, and they took that out and everything, and as the house built up, and I have real doubts about these Lego blocks that go together. I really think in a big shape, they could implode the house, well, whatever, they're huge, you know, this, you know, and they got the knob on the top, they fit together.
Yeah.
And they've got like 2 stories of this, and just today I saw, I think that they're leaking, they've got an insulation truck in 104 that is like taking out a whole bunch of stuff and everything, and I worry about that. And if you look further up the road, you can see these cracks that go on the road. We get, you know, heavy cement trucks that go through there, we get a lot of propane trucks that go through there, and it's, I'm really worried that part of that road's gonna break off, and you got the same situation in 108. And if you go just to the edge of the road and you look down, it's like, you know, 80 degrees from the horizontal. It's that far down. I think it's impossible to build, not impossible, but difficult. You'd have to take out all those trees, and before anything is approved, they need to take care of the drainage, and need to take care of the road, and I don't think any trees should be taken out until this thing is thoroughly digested, and you folks really get a good grip on what's going on, because otherwise, we got a nice little zoo in there, you know, the raccoons are in there, the deer are in there, and we all want that, we want the trees. You mentioned the trees when you first get here, we all move here. I did the same thing. I used to have tons of trees around my place. I call him the neighbor from hell, and he's a lawyer up above me. He tried to build out over me. He was supposed to plant 7 Leyland cypresses, you know, replanting, to make a blockage there. Never happened. And then years later, he did like 8 trees on the west side of his house, took them all out and never replanted anything like it was supposed to. And then, you know, the problem is that there is no penalty for somebody who doesn't do replanting afterwards. And then he did some on the other side because he wanted to put a gazebo in, and he tried to take out all the trees on that corner. And luckily we had a forestry guy, Michael, what was his name, McDonald, or Buchanan, that was here. And he went up there and tapped it, you know, and he had an arborist. The owner said that they're all sick trees, they need to go. And he said, these are all healthy trees. So they let him take 7 more. To my way of thinking, the guy owes me 23 trees. But, you know, I have no recourse, and it's not going to be redone. So check on 108, really seriously see what it's going to involve to build on that lot, and hopefully just stop the whole thing, and then address later on the cracks in the road and everything else that goes down.
Well, I know that, I assume that the county looks at that, but what does Sun Valley do with regard to water drainage, and who looks at that?
Mike Rock.
Yeah, the maintenance department looks at that, those issues, trees, and whether the development will work on the lot is something that our committee looks at. They cannot cut any trees.
There's a huge culvert underneath there. I mean, the drain, like, I'm not kidding, it is that whole quarter of this hill that's up here, you know, that goes over to the firs. Come here the day after a really big storm, and you can just sit there for hours and listen to the darn thing, you know, you can tape it and make money off it or something.
Yeah, I think that kind of thing is looked at, and it's part of the package that my committee looks at.
Okay.
And we make determinations, but if there are any trees cut before we approve it, we've got some substantial fines for that now. We've actually doubled them over the last couple of years. So if that does happen.
Well, they've been in there, they put the stakes, Christy and Christy did the survey and stuff. A guy by the name of Eric was doing the survey, and he kept trying to plant stakes, and there was a culvert underneath that he didn't even know about. And it's pretty serious, so take care of it if you could. Good luck to us all, this is where I always end.
Well, thanks for
any questions?
All right. We'll have our eyes open for this.
In the wind.
Thank you.
Excuse me, you mentioned you have doubled the fines. May I ask what it is, the fines?
Could you stand up so we can hear you a little
Oh,
better?
sorry, you mentioned there was a fine, you doubled the fines for cutting trees? I was
Yes.
curious what it is.
It's substantial. I don't remember if it's 10,000.
There's cutting trees on
Okay,
your
so-
property,
yeah.
cutting trees on somebody else's property, which is
Yeah.
possible too. There's,
My suggestion is keep in mind it's all relative when you say it's expensive penalty. For somebody, $5,000-$10,000 maybe nothing, but for what they want to do. Just a thought.
yeah, it's one tree for, I think it is 10,000, isn't it?
It is, it's expensive, it's in there.
But yeah, I mean, we understand that, and that's why we doubled them, because we take it seriously.
I mean, some of the homes I was in over $1 million. They want to do something expanded, $10,000 fine. They do that.
Well, it depends on neighbors. If you see somebody that you think is doing something that isn't right, like a tree that's bigger than we allow, tell somebody.
Yeah, no, I realize that, but my point is that the $10,000 may not be high enough, that's my point.
Yes, I understood your point, but unfortunately, a lot of the enforcement of the rules that meetings and saying, we don't want this, or calling up security and saying, the van parked in the road here, you know, things like that.
A slight scale based on property value.
That's a conversation that some committee confers with admin and the GM.
Oh, no, we've lost it completely. Shoot. Your phone got enough juice, huh? Mm-hmm.
Did you guys lose video?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm not alone. So it was sounding.
And the signal is breaking up.
Yes, I noticed that too. The sound was getting really poor and the video kind of quit moving. But since you're still working, I'm still working, I'm thinking it's probably on their end.
Okay.
I'm just not sure what to do about it.
Hi, who's speaking? So I should let you know, I'm getting a notification that our internet is unstable. So it's nothing on this end, it's the network. And it did recover recording. I want to make sure our participants are still there. Okay, they're still there. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay, thank you. Just quickly then, we will do the consent agenda. Item 3, consent agenda for our meeting minutes from March 5th. All in favor of the meeting minutes?
I
Aye. Let's go to item 16. Terry?
Should I stand up?
You can stay there if you want.
Okay.
Any other questions for Terry on this one?
know.
Questions? Number 60. Did you have any comments you wanted to add to what you've already supplied for us?
No.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, it's as easy as that.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank you. Need a hand?
Sure, thank you. We have Scott, 21 Sunflower Circle. Yes. Item 5.
Number 5. Item 5.
Yeah, I think there was a question about exactly what you need to do with this tree. You're limbing it, or?
It has limbs, trunks. It has it's one of the maples that just kind of goes up and everywhere. And I want to take off one of the limbs or trunks that extends over my house and has been dropping branches on it. I've had to go up on my roof on 2 or 3 separate occasions, and on the last one, it knocked my gutter loose, and I kind of pulled the gutter up, and before I replace my gutters, I want to take care of the limb that keeps dropping branches on my house before it damages the roof that I replaced a few years ago. So that's what, and also it has some dead branches. One of them I marked, I want to take off the dead one before it falls on the road.
So you wanna cut one of the main branches and then trim the rest of it?
Trim one dead branch, but yeah, one that goes over the house. I marked the 2 with yellow tape, and that's it. I don't want to get rid of it. I like it. It's just I want to, take care of the bit that keeps dropping dead bits on my roof before I replace my gutters.
Do you have someone who's gonna do this work?
Yes, I have my mom lives in town proper, and she's vetted a arborist.
Good.
Who's licensed and has all the permits and everything, so, and she likes his work, and so I'm gonna hire him to come and do this and get it on the ground, and then I'll buck it up and spirit it away or sell it as firewood or something, but I'm not gonna climb a tree or try to drop it myself. That's way too scary for such a precarious maple close to my house. I have to see myself handy with a chainsaw, but I'll do a limited extent.
Any other questions? Good motion?
I move to approve.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Good luck with that.
Do I wait for an email to come?
Yeah, we'll get you something in a few days.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
thank you very much.
What is it, 10 days, 7 days?
Officially, they'll probably get it by tomorrow afternoon, but we have until like a week to get it out.
Buzz?
Yes.
26 Sunflower Circle, number
Yes.
6. Agenda item 6.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying a radical new color. It's not even on our charts, huh?
Actually, I found a few houses that have that actually asking what it was, so. The same family, I think, just a little bit.
I've got no problem with this color. Anybody have any issues?
No.
Can I get a motion?
Do I need to tell you what trim I'm gonna have?
Well,
It's not gonna be pink, so.
we're approving this color right here.
No, but I meant the trim.
For the body of the house.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
nothing on this about trim.
Yeah, but do I need to get a permission for that too?
Yes.
There's a trim. It's not
Oh.
black.
That's gonna look nice.
I think 39 Grandview has that.
I like the colors. What's the color? What's that color called? Can we make that?
We can modify it, I guess, yes.
Right, if you can give that to Alan so we can make that official in the
I'll put
motion.
this part of your request that I've got on file, and we'll amend the request to include exterior and trim as per.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the motion would be to approve what's that color?
I'll make the motion.
The body's called Retreat.
So the inkwell,
Inkwell?
yeah. I guess the darker is the trim. Inkwell is the color.
So the motion would be to approve this, this retreat color for the body color of the house and inkwell for the trim.
That's it.
Can I get a motion on that?
I'll move to approve.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Stephen?
Hello.
See you online? Hi, this is item 9 for 9 Clematis Lane.
I move to approve.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. That was easy, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I meant to tell you there are about 4 other houses that are right in the same area, in that same group. There are about other 4 other houses right around this one that have the same rule.
All right, item 11 and 12, Will?
So that might be why they picked it. I think that might be why
Well,
they picked that.
You know that drawing,
You want to pick other
that
people.
set, I mean, hard copies, they all have hard copies.
Yeah, could you tell us what that drawing is, why you added that?
Well, I went out on the property after the last in concept review and pretty much marked the tree canopy with spray paint on the ground just to see the tree canopy coverage and what I can do. And since you guys didn't make it out to the site, I decided just create a drawing to help you visualize the tree canopy coverage and the dig out perimeter of the foundation. We did the first time I applied, there was 2 trees up front that we proposed to remain. This time we saw that if we just cut the stump of that back, the back tree, the 15-inch cedar, then we could possibly not encroach into that root system of that 18 tree that's black, not red.
Right.
All the trees that I kind of have a perimeter or a radius around are the trees that I feel like are going to be affected. The root system is going to be affected. I'm not sure how you guys feel about these trees and additional replanting. I'm just afraid that if we keep the 2 furthest trees in the back, that we might be affecting them, and that might result in a fine. Just because we don't choose the sewer hookup locations and the utility locations, they are where they are, and those are designated connection spots. So I don't know. The trees that I didn't mark up with a radius are obvious that they're going to be in the way. So also in the front there's those 2 big trees. That's a 12-foot radius roughly, which would leave 9 feet for the initial drive-in. And since it's so dropped, we'd have to taper up, which would cover the root system. So we don't even have the 12 feet, which is the minimum width in the front.
Well, I think we all understand with this design of this house, why some of these trees would have, why all of these trees would have to come. And I think that's why there's a resistance to allowing the size of this house on this lot. It's not just because it's too wide for the lot, it's because it's gonna there'll be more trees that'll be cut. And as you've heard today, our neighbors don't want that kind of thing. And that's
totally
really
understand.
our biggest resistance to this. I mean, it's essentially a clear cut. You're saying you possibly can save these other trees here, and these other trees are all in danger, and the other ones will definitely have to come. That's kind of a red flag for us. What is different on this application than from what you submitted earlier?
So the tree in the back, the 18-inch cedar, it's black, not red. So red are the proposed trees to be removed, so we left that one alone.
So,
which means the tree to the right of it, we just cut the tree and leave the stump so we don't affect the root system of the other tree just for our sewer tie-in down there. Yeah. Guys would like, I mean, a replanting,
even if we were okay with that, I mean, we still haven't approved that.
and if we eliminate the variance, then I'm gonna have to shrink the house and go deeper, which the trees that I'm trying to save, the one in the back, that may be affected by the deck.
This lot is considered longer than it is wide.
Yeah, but there's such
And the
a,
house is wider than it is long. Appropriate house might be it's oriented in a 90-degree orientation from this house, and it looks to me like doing something like that would save a number of trees.
half of the if you go
Okay. Is the house appropriate for the lot? And I think what I'm hearing from our committee is that it is not, especially if you're asking for a variance on top of this.
well, you guys, I mean, there's Greenville. You guys mentioned that you could
Too big for the lot. why do we have a problem with it? You know, your property coverage is pushing right, your combined setbacks, you want 15 feet total, your height is already high. I mean, it's like you're asking for everything and then you want just a little bit more, this kind of thing. We have to consider that too. I understand you're in a tight spot and a lot of these lots are difficult. We understand that. We do try to work with you. But it seems to me, and I think my committee agrees, that this is just, you're asking a little bit too much.
Is there?
Just saving one tree, I mean, I don't think that would satisfy me.
I put the driveway in a spot where I thought it would be best location to limit the amount of trees getting taken out. If I put the driveway on the other side, then all those trees on the front right would be coming out. So I mean, we did a lot of thinking as far as, and I mean, this is a custom design as well to suit this property. It's not perfectly rectangle. It was a custom design to try to create a decent layout and work with the slopes, the shape of the property, and everything. Is there something as far as replanting that I could do to mitigate for the trees that would be taken out?
And then could you withdraw your variance on top of that? Because I don't think you could do both. I don't think you can cut all those trees and then ask for a variance on top of that.
I just, if we withdraw the variance, I don't see anything changing as far as the trees. In fact, the one in the back that I'm trying to save, it may be damaged. The trees just happen to be all around the house. I mean...
Well, my point is if we allow you to cut all these trees that you've indicated and then we determine what you could do to replace them, that's one issue, but then on top of that, we would also have to do a variance. It's just asking a lot.
Well, I understand, but in the last meeting, you guys said that you don't see an issue, that being that there's green belt on both sides.
We didn't say it wasn't an issue. Jerry?
That's not a true statement.
I think
I didn't hear that.
what I heard was Dan said that is something that he would consider if you came back with a better solution overall. I'm not seeing, saving one extra tree isn't enough to make me consider that.
Okay, well, what if I try to save, this is going to be really difficult, but the two trees in the back that are circled with a radius now to them.
Okay, I asked you last time if it was possible to move the sewer access or the, what does that say, storm vault? You said those are utilities and these utilities up here can't be moved. Is that because they're already existing or because
they're not existing? The vault is positioned in the lowest spot of the foundation stormwater drain, so everything gravity flows to that corner there. And since we have the sewer on the other side, it's up higher on the other side in the back where the deck is, so I have to have two pumps. Right now, I already have a pump that's going to be installed to pump the water up the hill. But the vault we could we could try to move it closer to the house, but I don't know how close that tree canopy is gonna be, how close to the tree canopy it's gonna be in the back.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, you could probably work something out. We can't solve the problems for you. I think, you know what we said last time, and I think my committee feels that adding one extra tree, you know, we understand you got problems, it's a difficult lot, and you're trying, but I think ultimately it's not enough for us to even consider the variance.
Well, I'm proposing the 2 trees that are circled in the back. If this gets approved with the condition that these 2 trees in the back that are circled remain, and I'll do the best I can, even if I have to shovel to save them, would that be accepted? I mean, there would be 3 now and 5, with those 2, there'd be 5 in the back, or 5 total with the 3 in the back. And when I could resubmit the plan to Alan, would that satisfy?
Would my committee be willing to look at that if he offered a landscaping plan that would mitigate that?
Sure, look at it, but that doesn't, I mean, it sounds like when we say, you know, that could work, that he's taking it to mean that,
We will consider
There's
it.
also 2 members not here.
There's
your
two
2
members.
members not here, yeah. They would probably be interested in seeing what you proposed.
That'd be 3 additional trees in addition to what I proposed last time. And again, that's gonna be very difficult, but I will try my best. I know the fine. If we, with those trees shown to remain, is that something you guys would approve?
We would not approve that today. We would review another application.
The addition of
Yeah, I think it's a very good idea. When you beef up what your plans for landscaping, we would consider it. I mean, I can't promise you how much.
I do parish talk.
Month ago or whenever that was, and we were trying to figure out what was different.
Well, the tree in the back, on the first submittal was red, it was not,
But that,
but that was the only.
our original submission that we saw, that was still red. The first time I saw it, black like this was today.
okay, I could, I'll have my designer, revise this plan, and I can resubmit it. Is there anything else on the application, that you guys have questions about? I mean, the house colors, is there anything else? I mean, so that way we could address it. Just,
Variation go away, or will variation get approved?
We are not approving that right now.
No, but he's asking, is there anything else?
For the variance or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
I don't remember anything else standing out. Anybody else having any other issues?
It was the side setback, 15 versus 20.
Yeah, for the variance.
That's it.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with that, and it's a week from tonight. So,
From tonight?
yeah,
By next Thursday?
next Thursday noon
Okay.
is April 2nd.
So you've got two things to consider. One thing is we're going to consider whether you're saving enough trees, and that will kind of inform whether we'll even consider the variance. That's part of how you'd be sweetening the deal for us to consider that. Variances we don't just give away, we can't just hand them out. You're already at the top of the limit on a lot of those other numbers, so it's hard to convince us that we should be, allow that also. Given that, we understand there's a green space there, but still, it's still the neighborhood and our neighbors expect us to keep an eye on those things. So you're gonna have to convince us with your tree plan that we should consider the variance, essentially.
Okay.
So your action item is to submit a revised tree plan.
Including the, proposed landscape.
So how about including a revised how about providing a landscaping plan which includes tree management, tree
Replanting?
tree planting? So you want two things, you want more trees, and then you want a landscaping plan.
Right, yeah, essentially.
So that's what the dialogue is going to say.
I thought the landscaping plan was on there.
We have it here, but
There it is.
But all it is a bunch of circles.
Can you go there? Make sure.
Sorry.
That's the tree canopy.
No, it's this one.
There should be a
Right before.
landscaping.
This one.
right before this one?
Page 14.
Yes,
So there's a legend. So that's the landscaping plan.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I'm a landscaper and it doesn't look like a landscaping plan to me.
Yeah, you might want to do a little bit more work on that, just to convince, you're asking for a lot of trees to be cut down, so we need to be convinced that it's gonna be replaced in an
Okay,
appropriate way.
I'll up the numbers on the landscaping plan. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys.
Okay, so, consent agenda, can I get a motion for, items
11 and 12.
11 and 12?
I move to deny.
As submitted. All in favor of the denial? Aye. Did you have a property you were here for?
Like, yeah, 28 Honeycomb.
Oh, okay, I think I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know, that's still the least.
Yeah, come on.
14?
13,
No, 14.
13, 14?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Brad Edwards? We were just asking to put in a small barrel sauna in the backyard and then with a privacy screen along the neighbor side that's the closest to us.
So that comes off the edge of your house, the privacy screen?
Yeah, you know, we drew it on here thinking that we have a walkway where it was 30 inches from, but if we can, I actually revised one where you're right, it would come, ideally, when we looked at it after, it'd be ideal for the pathway to come where the fence comes right, like it's 30 inches from, I can give you this if that.
This fence?
Yeah, the back fence where it's 30 inches from the house and starts at the house, so the walkway comes like this and then you go to the back. We could do it either way, but whatever, if it's more that way, it would screen the neighbor probably more than if you step back where you walk in.
Oh, I see, you're gonna move it over here.
Yeah, that,
Is that within the setback?
we're way, the setback is.
You're way beyond.
We're way inside. When we built the house, we shrunk it.
Yeah,
So there's actually
did you see this? Instead of being here, he wants to put it here because the walkway goes down. And it makes more sense, he says, to screen a little bit more in that direction.
What is the privacy screen? What do you?
so we have one for our trash in the front, right on the same side, and basically we built just with cedar, nice cedar wood, so it would match that. It'd be fence posts, or the 4x4 posts, and then nice cedar wood coming down. Which kind of matches the house too, because the house has cedar and then hardy board on it as well.
Any other questions?
No, that sauna looks pretty cool. Have
Yeah,
you been in one before?
I haven't.
This one?
I have not, but it's, we did a lot of research and it's like they can rock really easy but this one it's thick planks and it's got a kind of a roof and it's a barrel so it drains easy and it kind of drips off all over so it doesn't really divert water. It kind of still hits the ground evenly and all of that. So, and it's pretty small. It's not, I think the square footage is like 45 square feet total.
And from our conversation, weren't they in high demand to a limited quantity?
They are, yeah, so it's totally
They're popular.
They're popular.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to have something, and it kind of matches the house actually, because the house is part wood and part wood as well. And we also planted when we built the house, a bunch of cedar and pine trees. We have like 7 or 8 in between us, further away from the fences towards the neighbor's house, but that'll grow up too, eventually, and screen it even more.
When did you move here?
2022 is when we built. And I think you came out one time when we were building a split rail in between, yeah. So we built a split rail and then planted trees, but we just wanted to make sure the neighbor was screened, because I think she has an office right, it's a few windows down, but she hangs out on the bottom floor a lot, and we just want to make sure we planted trees, and I feel like this fence would be kind of nice as well.
Any other questions? Get a motion? Consent agenda for items, are we good with the consent agenda for 13 and 14?
13 and 14.
I'll move to approve.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Did you just apply for one of the committees?
I did. I was trying to apply for long-range planning, although this one's actually interesting after sitting here. I mean, after going through the building process, like people were talking about site plans and all of that.
This is a fun committee.
This is the place to be.
I appreciate the job even more that you guys are doing, because it's difficult to tell people to change things when they're, and it's important too, though.
It is important.
I appreciate you guys all doing it. We're going away for the summer, so but maybe in fall.
You're leaving here for the summer?
We both work at schools, so we have like part of April off and then most of the summer off, so we travel quite a bit.
That's the time to come here.
It is. It's nice here too, though. So I appreciate, is that it? We're good. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, thank
We're
you.
going to have a formal letter from you.
Perfect, thank you.
So we have David also.
Yeah.
Hello, David.
Hello?
Still with us? Hey.
Yeah.
What's it?
That is, what week was this? Oh, 10 Wisteria, item 10.
Item 10, which week? 10?
David has been in front of our committee before, and his property looks really nice. Does a good job. Looks like a nice plan here. Any questions for David?
It's a nice little drawing.
Yeah, that is a nice drawing. Did you do this drawing yourself, David?
Yeah,
So the shed is one we approved, I think, last year.
that's
So
correct.
what's the dashed line there behind the shed?
That's kind of the, that's my best shot at my property line, actually.
Oh, your property line.
Yes.
Okay, so is this gonna make any neighbors mad that you have some plants?
I think that's a driveway there, isn't it, David?
What's that?
Is that a driveway there on the, if you look at the drawing at the top?
Like the squares?
It-
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry, on the other side of the property line on the top, there's actually a kind of an easement driveway. It's for
Right.
yeah, house next door, correct.
Well, I was talking about down here on the bottom right, there's a plant.
Oh, those are my horrible versions of trees.
Trees, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So those are existing trees?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it is sort of a trapezoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nobody here, right?
It might be neighbor. I'd have to check.
Restricted, I think.
That is, yeah, that's us.
Okay.
Restricted. Behind the house, looks to be restricted as well.
Any other questions for David?
No?
Can I get a motion?
I move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're good, David.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Move back up to item 4.
Yeah.
46 North Point Drive. Multiple items.
And the tarp.
Oh. Is the tarp person here? Okay.
They're not here. I didn't expect them to be. They don't live locally.
So which one are we? Which one are we doing now?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the only thing we talked about on this one is perhaps requesting a sound.
Baffle or
Oh, yeah.
sound protection, sound guard.
Yes.
I mean, everything else looks fine, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So approve conditional addition of a sound guard to the design? Do you want to see the design?
I don't know that we need to require it, do you? Since he already has a heat pump, he's just replacing
Yeah.
probably a quieter one. If you're installing a new one, I might.
Request it in consideration of the neighbors.
Why don't you make the motion then?
Okay. Do I need to restate it, or have you got it?
Just give me a moment, right? Yeah. Approved. So it is approved, and just for the comment is in consideration of your neighbor's, consider a sound shield or sound buffer.
We recommend, or we request, or, I don't know, maybe request is, we recommend.
We recommend the addition of? Not
Because
consider.
you got considered twice in the same sentence.
In consideration of your neighbors, we recommend the addition of a sound shield, So,
Yeah, but I think it's not gonna be contingent on that.
no, it's approved, but we just recommend.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I guess all in favor of that motion? Aye.
7.
Okay. Item 7, 43 Rocky Ridge Drive.
Oh, there it is.
So I guess what they're asking for is to keep it up a little bit longer. I mean, we're not approving the next fence.
No, this is,
We would approve, if we do approve, we're approving that this would be up for another 6 weeks.
it was really a retrospective consideration that we requested as staff, that they make good and cover some of their efforts. But if approved, great, that's where we are, status quo. The idea is she would come back with a new enclosure, fence, pet enclosure, in the backyard with stake and string, et cetera.
Yeah.
This is not to accomplish, it's really more administrative.
So we're in no way approving this fence, other than we'll allow it to still be up for.
It's a temporary fence until she gets her new fence.
Well, allow it to be,
We're gonna give her a time frame
Yeah.
to take it.
no, I think we finally settled on 90 days,
Sure.
didn't we?
I
Yeah,
think
Three
that's,
I think there were several numbers.
Yeah.
I think we
90 days, I
voted.
think is fair.
Okay.
So what do you have there, Alan?
Approved, temporary for 90 days.
And then they would have to submit.
Please submit a new, more permanent fence proposal.
More appropriate fence proposal.
Yeah, somehow let them know that this kind of fence wouldn't be approved. So all in favor of that motion? Aye. Okay. Item 8.
Who, I'm sorry, who did that one?
Um,
The fence.
I think that was Jolene.
Joe Jean, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm getting, I approve.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying who made the motion.
He just needs to put somebody down for who made the motion.
Exactly. Okay.
Item 8,
8, yeah.
26 Maple Court.
I move to deny. It doesn't follow our rules.
That's how I feel.
Okay.
All in favor of that denial? Aye.
Aye.
So the impact of the denial is she could be fined, or she could be asked to take it down.
I think politely asking her to take it down would be a
Yeah,
nice thing,
we don't need to fine her, we just want it down.
unless she keeps it up.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's an admin thing to determine when they do that. And we're open to other designs that are less visible to the rest of the world.
That is funny because she included her pronouns there, they and them, so it's not she, it's they, them.
Oh, is it?
No, we're denying this.
Yes. It doesn't follow.
I don't think I said
It doesn't
anything.
follow our rules for hot tubs.
We didn't know it's a temporary one.
Well, then it would be easy to remove.
So you're open to alternate screening designs, or are you saying it needs to go?
We would consider other screening options, but it's probably best if it's behind the house.
Oh, okay.
It would probably have to be an extensive privacy screen, which would probably not be allowed for spaces between.
So you're open to consideration, but in practical matters, it probably won't work. This is denied, okay?
All right, one more. Item 15, 79 Polo Park Drive, 2 tree removals.
Yeah. And Whatcom County apparently approved it,
Yeah,
so I would have liked to have seen the arborist report. But I'm not gonna move to deny because the arborist report wasn't included.
an arborist, from John the Arborist.
Yeah, that's what he
He said
said.
the same thing.
Yeah.
He recommended removal due to the proximity of our house.
But Whatcom County approved it, so. Okay, it's apparently not egregious.
A reasonable assumption.
Maybe it's not reasonable.
I know.
Well, okay, so.
They say the cedar tree is dead. We probably should have looked at it, but they should have submitted a photograph too.
Yeah, can we ask him for a copy of the arborist report and tell him
If one exists.
we'll look at it again next week?
Or a photo.
Or a photo, or? Why did we decide not to go see it? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
I think it was because of this.
So denied, pending an arborist report or photos, and then resubmit. Correct?
I think so, yeah, I mean, we don't really have anything here. Roots exposed is not a reason to cut a tree down. Yeah, I'd like to see what, I mean, if the arborist gives him a report that says the tree is causing imminent danger, I think they can cut it immediately. But until then, I think it's a denial.
Who wants to move it?
Deny? Move to deny?
Move to deny.
Terry?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna skew your statistics again with all these denials.
And we thought you were the good guy.
Well, you thought wrong.